Hi everyone, welcome back to the Sports Breakdown once again. So today we have brought in Jones Cricket, Mr. Crick Crazy Jones for the first time ever, and thank you so much for accepting the invite. So today we are going to do the IPL 2022 discussion on how things have gone so far, how the 10 teams have fared, and yeah, it's going to be very interesting. So how are you, first of all, Mr. Jones Cricket? How has life been going so far?
First of all, thanks a lot for inviting me. It's a pleasure to talk cricket in this channel. It has been really good. IPL has been going on. It is going to the back end of the tournament. The already one team has qualified. Then three spots are left. Like
Yeah.
now, almost here and there. Then the third and fourth spot are really open. So I'm really looking forward to see how that span out. Especially there are lots of crucial matches coming up as well for every team. So it will be
Yeah.
going to be really exciting as well.
Yeah, I just want to get a small introduction of yourself and how did you get into Twitter, like updating cricket regularly? And do you do any jobs apart from giving updates on cricket? Like, do you do a part-time job or do you do a full-time job on something else? So, just a brief introduction of yourself for the viewers. Yeah.
We had a group in Facebook started in 2013 something. There was almost 1 lakh members. Then that group got disabled due to some copyright issues. Then came to Twitter in 2016.
Yeah.
I was not active in first few years. Then I became active from 2017. I used to post regularly, and during that time, my engineering was almost going to complete as well. So I had
Yeah.
lots of free time. Then I had a work in Karnataka. I used to work there for a couple of months. Then that Corona came. Then I came back to home. Then I have worked in few websites. One of the websites in Chennai. Then currently I'm working in another website. Then I used to do these updates as well. So that is how the life has been going on.
Oh, that's great. Also, are you and Mufadal? Obviously, we know he's another guy from Twitter who always updates regularly on Twitter, being the fastest. Are you guys like friends? So, are you guys sort of like competing with each other? How's your relationship with Mufadal also?
No, we used to talk occasionally in WhatsApp. We used to talk different things as well. There are lots of things going around, so we used to talk most often.
Yeah, great. And I know that you're a die-hard CSK fan as well, Mr. Jones, and it's really sad to see what has happened to CSK right now, especially with the team management and players. Today, we got to know that Ambati Raidu is going to retire after this season from IPL, and now the CSK CEO has stepped up and said Ambati Raidu is not retiring, and he has deleted his tweet. Same thing has gone with Ravindra Jadeja. First of all, I just want to know how your love affair began with CSK. I know it's because of Tara Dhoni, but the reasons why you love CSK, and also what has happened really with the Chennai Super Kings this season, Mr. Jones? Has it gone wrong in the auctions itself, or is there a mismanagement going on between the players and the management? And Ravindra Jadeja stepping down as captain. So, could you brief us a bit on that as well? Yeah.
I think I started following IPL from the first season. I used to follow CSK from first year. First, it was mainly due to Dhoni. Then, after a few years, I attached the team more than Dhoni. That is how the strong love affair with CSK is going on. And it has been a tough season for CSK. There are many things went wrong for CSK. If you look at the last year, CSK had that strong opening combination of Faf and Ruturaj. But in this year, apart from last three games, CSK lacked that strong opening combination. That has been the biggest issue for them. Then we all know the injury issues happened. Deepak Chahar was injured, Adam Millani was injured. Then there was few others getting injured as well. Then recently Jadeja also got injured. So it has been a tough ride for CSK. Everyone knows, and that is one of the reasons why they are at the ninth in the points table. and things has been worse as well. Like there are lots of theories going around in social media. Jadeja unfollowed this, CSK unfollowed Jadeja, etc. There are many theories going on, and recently, as you mentioned, the Raidu incident as well. These things shouldn't be happening. If you look at there are the things has been getting worse as well. I really hope everything will be ending very soon. CSK should come back next year as well. There are lots of very good players, and there are positive sides as well. It's not only
Mm.
negatives, but if you
Yeah.
look at Mukesh Chowdhury has been a biggest positive for CSK. The way he has been bowling in last few matches, then Simranjit Singh, then Devon Conway. We all know what he has done for New Zealand, and he has been doing for CSK as well. So there are lots of things to look forward into CSK in future colors as well. So there are
Yeah.
exciting times, but ideally these small things should be stopping very soon.
Do you think this next season might be the next season for? I mean, the last season for MS Dhoni. Do you think he'll step down from captaincy this season and give it to someone else, or do you think MS Dhoni will carry on as captain of Chennai Super Kings after what has happened this season at the in the beginning with Jadeja? Do you think they'll find a new captain in the auctions, mini
Uh,
auctions coming up? Yeah.
I think Dhoni will be continuing for one more season. We all know Dhoni has told that he'll be playing his final match in Japan. So in the next season, I think IPL will be going all around the India. Teams will be playing in the home ground. So I believe Dhoni will be playing next season as well.
Yeah. And also, John's cricket, we have to talk about Mumbai Indians as well because they are the five-time champions. Obviously, they are last at the moment. Very surprising with what happened in the auctions. They bought. I mean, surprise. There have been good positives with Mumbai Indians. Obviously, with Tilak Verma, Surya Kumar Yadav stepping back, coming back. But the seniors haven't performed like Rohit Sharma. Ishan Kishan went for 15 crores, but he hasn't ideally performed as well. And the overseas players only have stepped up later, like Daniel Sams, Riley Meredith. So, what has really gone wrong with the Mumbai Indians? Do you think the auction dynamics of Mumbai Indians got it awfully wrong, or do you see some other case happening with Mumbai Indians this season?
I think they are looking for the future. If you look at the auction as well, everyone was expecting Mumbai to do well after 1 or 2 seasons, especially as you mentioned, Tilak Verma is there, Bivald is there, Christian Taps is there, then Jofraj is not available this season. So there are lots of factors which we need to look at, and ideally there will be developing players as well. Tilak Verma has been a sensation this year, and the consistency has been showing in tough situations. It's not he's opening the batting. He has been batting at number three, number four, number five in different stages of the match, and he has produced some match-winning knocks as well. So there are lots of positives for Mumbai Indians moving forward as well, and they are almost a side building for the future. It's not for this year; it might be for 2024 or 2025. They can dominate, and maybe they know or franchises know that there might not be mega auction. So you need to have that stability in the core. There will be mini auctions, but mega auction won't be there. Ideally, if you look at there are lots of journalists has reported that as well. So maybe they might be looking for the future for the next 5 years or 10 years, and there will be players like Ishan Kishan will be developing more as a player. He's also an youngster, even though he got 50 gross, but that is mainly because of his all-round ability. Like he can bat anywhere in top four. He's a wicket keeper. He can be a future captain as well. So that is one of the reasons why he got 50 gross, and he'll be developing as well. Once he gets experience, once the transition phase happen, he might be the member to move forward Mumbai Indians as well.
Yeah, and also Jones cricket. I have heard that you're from Kerala, obviously, and obviously we know that Sanju Samson is from Kerala as well. So, what do you think is going to be the case for Sanju Samson, especially in the future? I mean, a player from Kerala, he's been captaining well for Rajasthan Royals this season, but do you think that he can take that one step up and perhaps be in that Indian squad in the upcoming 2020 World Cup, or even in the future? For India, can he can cement his place in that squad or even the playing 11?
I think it's really tough to tell because we all know there is Rishabh Pant is there. So ideally, it might be difficult for Sanju Samson to get into the mix, but he'll be getting the opportunity. India will be playing around 20 plus T20 games. So here and there, Rishabh will be rested. Then Sanju or Ishan will be getting the opportunity. Who are making that opportunity count? will be going to the World Cup as well, maybe as a backup wicketkeeper or something else. So if you ideally look at the top seven, like Rohit is there, KL is there, Virat is there, Rishabh at number four, Surya at number five, Hardik at number six, Jadeja at number seven. So there is no space for Sanju right now. But in coming months, anything can happen. It's not easy to predict anything in Indian cricket. There are lots of talents. Anything can happen. Some will be going through a tough phase. Some will be going through a dream run as well. But as if now, it's really difficult to be in the playing ground. But he can be in the 50 member squad or 80 member squad for the World Cup.
Yeah, and we also have to talk about the playoffs also happening. So obviously, right now Gujarat Titans have cemented their place to the playoffs. But right now, Lucknow Super Giants are second. They have a match against Rajasthan Royals tomorrow. We have a clash today against KKR versus SRH. So the top four is getting heated, and between I think RCB, Delhi Capitals, Punjab Kings. Sunrisers Hyderabad and KKR. So, how do you think this 3 and 4 is going to be cemented? Because it's getting really, really heated right now. How do you think now Delhi Capitals, Punjab Kings are obviously in the mix yesterday? Punjab Kings beat RCB yesterday. So how do you think the top four will be going right now, especially the third and fourth places? Do you think it will go on to the last match where Punjab Kings will face SRH, or do you think this will end before? I mean, the top four will be settled before that.
I think it's really difficult to say. Like anything can happen on given day. Any team can beat any team. That's the beauty of IPL as well. Most of the teams has got weaknesses. Every team has got strength. So on that given day, who is performing will be going to the playoff as well. As you mentioned, there is Sunrisers has chances, KKR has chances, Punjab Kings has got chances, RCB has got chances, Delhi Capitals has got chances. So it's really difficult to predict. Whoever plays better on that day will be going to the playoff as well. Like RCB has that net run rate issue as if now, so they need to look at other results of other teams as well. They need these Punjab Kings, Sunrisers Hyderabad, Delhi Capitals, etc. to lose one game. So there
Hmm.
are lots of permutations, there are lots of combinations we can make. So it's really difficult to say who will be that in that top in that third and fourth spot right now.
Yeah. And Mr. Jones, we have to talk also about Lucknow Super Giants and Gujarat Titans. They're obviously top two teams right now. They are the new teams. Obviously, Hardik's captaincy has been very, very impressive so far. Same with KL Rahul. So, how do you assess these two new teams and how they have done so far? Because I think the auctions also went well for especially Lucknow Super Giants. Gujarat Titans have a strong playing 11. What do you think is the reason towards both these two new teams' success this season, and especially in the points table? They are dominating as the top two teams, because no, I mean, less of us, I mean, less people predicted these two teams, especially Gujarat Titans, to be in the top of the table. So where do you think how do you think this actually happened for Gujarat Titans? Do you think they have a winning formula, or Hardik Pandya said it was just luck and luck might run out towards the playoffs? So how do you think how so your thoughts on that? Yeah.
First of all, I think the draft has been a big turning point for the franchises. Like if you look at 2011, there was two new teams, Kochi Tuskers and Pune Warriors, but they didn't have the draft. They went straight in the auction. But if you look at this year, two new franchises have got the draft, and they picked very good players as well. One team has got Hardik Pandya, Shubman Gill, Rashid Khan. Another team has got KL Rahul, Devin Bishnoi. Then Marcus Stoinis was available. Then, as you mentioned, they had a good auction, especially Lucknow franchisee. They picked a very all-round squad, even though there are some weaknesses, but every team has got weaknesses.
Yeah.
Especially Lucknow has got that middle order issues, but Dimakud has been overcoming that issue. And coming to Gujarat Titans, ideally they should have done better in this auction, even though they are placed at the number one in the points table, but still the core they had one of the greatest bowlers of T20 format. They had India's best all-rounder in T20 format. They had India's best youngster as well. So they should have done better in this auction, but still they are placed at the number one. As you mentioned, there are lots of match winners, especially Tiwatia, David Miller, Shubman Gill, Sai Sudarshan. Then Abhimanyu Manohar played some important knocks in the early part. Then Hardik Pandya has been their backbone in batting as well, and we all know their bowling strength. They have got Loki, Shammi, Ansari. Then there is Rashid Khan is there, Sai Kishore is there. Then Yash Dayal has been a sensation for them. So they have got very good pack bowling unit. Everyone knew they had a very good bowling, but the issue was batting. But most of the players stepped up in the important stages, especially the way Saha batted in few games, the way Tiwati and Miller finished the few games. So it has been an all-round package. Someone used to step up in some stages of tournament, and that has been success mantra for Gujarat as well this season.
Yeah, very true. And I also want to talk who have been your most impressive Indian uncapped players so far, according to you, who has impressed you the most so far in IPL 2022, who has been the most impressive Indian uncapped player so far for you?
There are few names. One is Akshadeep Singh. Everyone knows that. Everyone has
Yeah.
been rating highly Akshadeep. The way he has been bowling in the death overs, he's so calm. Especially if you look at, he was part of the 2018 under 20 batch, and there was Nagarkoti was there, Mavi was there, Ishan Koral was there. But
Yeah.
there were many people didn't rate Akshadeep, and he hasn't got the opportunity as well. But if you look at after 2 3 years. He is above of Mavi, Nagarkoti, then Ishan Paul, etc. He has been the backbone for Punjab Kings. So Akshadeep is one guy. Then the way Mohsin Khan has been bowling, he has been
Mm.
so impressive. Especially he has been a wicket taker in domestic cricket, but he didn't got opportunity in Mumbai Indians mainly because we all know how packed Mumbai Indians was last 3 or 2 3 years. They had Bumrah was there, Bolt was there, James Pattinson, other counter nine. There was a truckload of fast bowlers. So it was really tough for Mosim to get the opportunity. But coming to Lucknow, he got that opportunity and he has took that in both hands. So one will be Mosim Khan, second will be Ashadip, and third will be Tilak Verma. So everyone has been rating these three youngsters. Tilak has been a sensation for Hyderabad over the years. He has been batting so well for Hyderabad in last 2 3 years in domestic cricket. Then he came to the IPL this time. Then whenever even Suryakumar Yadav was not available in few games, but the way Tilak Verma has been taking down the spinners, so it was really a great sign moving forward. So these three are the youngsters who impress really in this IPL.
Hmm, I agree with you. Yes. Also talking about the batting right now, and especially the overseas players. We'll talk about the overseas, especially Josh Butler. He had a very good start. I think he was above Virat Kohli's most runs in a season when he came to like 6 or 7 matches, but recently has failed like in 2 to 3 matches. But do you think like Virat Kohli's record of 971 runs that he put up in 2016 will ever be taken? I mean, that record will be taken. Do you think Josh Butler still can do it? With his form of Rajasthan, because I think he scored 300s, two against Mumbai this season. Do you still think that Josh Butler can regain that form back? Because I think Rajasthan have been over dependent also on Josh Butler. So your thoughts on Josh Butler, and do you think now Rajasthan they've all brought in Ashwin also at number 3, and that's a good tactic, but it can work at times and it won't work at times. And he got a 50 against Delhi. But do you think that middle order for Rajasthan is a bit of a concern right now?
Coming to Josh Butler, I think everyone knew that it won't be easy to score in the later half of the tournament because the IPL is only happening in four venues and most of the teams will be playing in different pitches and it will be slowing down as well. So that is affecting Josh Butler because in the first 1 month it was true pitches, but after a few games pitches will be slowing down. So it was really difficult for Josh Butler. And coming to record, after 1 or 2 seasons, we might see the extension of IPL. One team might be playing 18 matches in the group stage. So one player will be 18 matches in the group stage. Then there is playoff. Then there is final. So around 20 to 21 games, one player going to play in a season. So why
Hmm.
if anyone can have a dream season, maybe. But it's really difficult as well. Like 21 games, 973 runs is almost possible, but you need to have that consistency as well. So it's going to be really difficult, but anything can happen in cricket. Then coming to Rajasthan Royals, I think Shimron Kumar has been playing a big part. He has been a sensation for Delhi Capitals and Rajasthan Royals. The way he has been finishing the games, it has been so impressive because due to his birth of the child, he was not available in the last game.
Yeah.
Ideally, they should be looking at the entry point. Even though Ashwin scored the runs, but you need to have Sanju Samson, Riyan Parag, Rassi Van Dusen, etc. should be playing more balls because they are the batters. It's not like Ashwin need to score 30s, 40s, etc. You need to score. You need to get the runs from batters. So that is what I would like to see. Sanju Samson need to play more balls. Riyan Parag needs to play more balls. Rassi Van needs to play more balls. If Shimron Bar is playing, he should be getting more balls as well, more than Ashwin. So that will be making a big impact. Ideally, they should be doing that. I really hope they correct that mistake, even though Ashwin scored the 50 in the last match.
Mm. Yeah. Also, Rohan here says has also asked use of technology properly in IPL and as well as standard of umpiring so far. It's been a bit shocking, John's cricket so far with the umpires, especially the Indian umpires. I think few of the calls, especially that RR versus DC, that no ball. What happened with Roman Powell over there, and they gave it. They gave it as a no ball over there. So, your thoughts of the standard of umpiring, especially the MI versus CSK. We saw that the DRS wasn't even used when Devon Conway was out, and they said that there was a power cut or something. And also, I think Conway tried to refer to that as for a DRS review, but unfortunately, they didn't have DRS at the moment. So, your thoughts on the umpiring standards so far, because it has clearly changed certain matches also, and it has changed certain teams' momentum as well. So, what are your thoughts on the standard of umpiring this season, Mr. Jones?
I think umpiring has been really poor. We need to accept that. It's not only for few franchises, but if you look at each and every match, there has been lots of mistakes. Thanks to DRS, the most of the mistakes has been corrected as well. But they need to improve. I really hope BCCI should be doing some very good work. There has been lots of coaching. There has been lots of classes. There has been lots of methods in NCA, etc. There has been lots of camps as well. So once these COVID etc. moves away, there should be more regular camps that will be helping the umpires to improve as well because DCC has got the infrastructure. It's just the time they utilize it better and get better as the umpires as well. So I really hope that happens very soon.
Yes, and also the direct hit has also asked your takes on the Punjab Kings performance so far. How do you think? Because this team, I think, was one of the strongest squads also coming into IPL 2022. They have not been that consistent, always one win, one loss, but they are still in the playoff contention, and especially Liam Livingston. Now, Johnny Bairstow has been firing in the last two matches, and the bowling, as you spoke, Arshdeep Singh has been impressive. Rabada has been amongst the wickets. So, your overall take on Punjab Kings so far?
I think it's really we all know that they had explosive batting, but the issue has been the bowling because even though they have got Rabada, Rahuja, etc., but still they used to lack that fifth bowling option or sixth bowling option. That is where they lost many games as well. We have seen this IPL. And then the some of the performance of the batters because they expected more from Shikhar Dhawan. Shikhar has been a disappointment this season, even though he scored lots of runs, but the strike rate has been a bit low. The what he has done for Delhi Capitals, he has been one of the consistent batters in IPL in last 2 3 years, but he couldn't convert that form into Punjab Kings. That has been a major concern for them. Then Mayank Agarwal's form. It has been a big concern. He scored at a very good run rate, but consistency was really less. Then Bairstow was really silent in first few games as well. So their batting has been a big disappointment because you can't expect their bowlers to win the games. Like
Mm.
even though they have got Rabada, Akshadeep, Rahul Chahar, etc., but they are not Jofra Archer or they are not Jasprit Bumrah or they are not Rashid Khans. There will be limitations. So ideally, they paid more for batters, and batters should be winning more games as well. But that didn't happen in the first stages. But they are picking up in last few games. The way Bairstow has been batting, Mayank has been showing some very good signs as well. So there are very good signs. They need to win next two matches because they have got a very good run rate as well. So if everything goes well, they can qualify to the playoff as well.
Yeah. And also Jones cricket, I think we have a few minutes left, obviously, but I want to talk about the spinners also, how they've been very effective, because a lot of people said in Mumbai, especially in the pitches, they won't be that effective this season. But Yuzvendra Chahal, Banindu Hasaranga, these leg spinners have been doing very well. Ravi Bishnoi. So your thoughts overall on spinners dominating this time when it comes to purple cap and the fast bowlers? Yesterday we saw Josh Hazelwood conceding 64 runs, and how good have the spinners been? Because especially on these fast bowling tracks, especially Yuzvendra Chahal, Banindu Asaranga has been very adaptive in these conditions in Mumbai. So your thoughts on them as well? Yeah.
I think some of the pitches has been slow as well in last 2 3 weeks. We have seen the slowness, and we need to credit the bowlers as well. The way Usain Bolt, like he has been really attacking as well, because he has got that defensive spinner as Ravichandran Ashwin at the other end. So that helped Usain more to get more wickets, to attack more. Then Hasaranga has been a sensation. Like he was a leading wicket taker in the World Cup in the last year. He has been one of the best spinners in T20 format as well. If you look at international cricket or club cricket as well, so very spinners who has the talent, who has proven can perform anywhere. It's not the matter of wickets or anything, even pitches etc. They can counter that because they have the talent. So it's very good sign, especially we all know the success of the spinners in T20 format. We have seen Rashid Khan, we have seen Ravi Bishnoi, Hasaranga, then UC Chahal. Then there are lots of examples as well. Even if you
Yeah.
look at, even though Samba didn't get the IPL contract, the way he bowled in the World Cup, he was one of the best spinners in the World Cup as well. Ideally, he deserves that Man of the Tournament award as well. So spinners
Yeah.
have been making a big impact in T20 format in last 3 4 years, especially the spinners. So very good signs, and you need to have that competent narrative. It's not like one bowler should be dominating. You should be having lots of bowlers, and we have seen lots of bowlers as well. It's not only Rashid Khan. As you mentioned, UC is there, Asaranga is there, Samba is there. There are many leg spinners as well. So it's a very good sign for world cricket as well.
Yeah, and also I want to talk about my team, Delhi Capitals, as well before we go to the top four as well. How do you think Rishabh Pant has been leading so far for Delhi Capitals, and your thoughts on David Warner? Because David Warner last season he was benched for SRH. He didn't play a single game. There was a problem between the management of SRH and him as a player. And this season he's the highest run scorer for Delhi Capitals, 427 runs. And Kuldeep Yadav has been a positive also. He also has been in the bench with KKR last season, and this season he's picked up 19 wickets. So overall view on Delhi Capitals, and do you think they have a chance to reach that top four still with their positive net run rate?
I think they have very good chance, and they are coming at the form at the right time as well. David Warner has been consistent, but if you look at Robman Powell, came to form in the right time, or Mitchell Marsh came into the form right time. So they have got that batting order sorted. The issue has been bowling for them, because if you look at last year, they had Nokia, Ramada, Avesh Khan, Devichandran Ashwin, Akshay Patel with great form. Then Amit Mishra was available, but this year they had got inexperience factor. There are lots of youngsters in the group, so bowling has been their issue in this season. But batting has been underperforming as well in the first half. That is why they lost lots of matches. But in last few games, batting has been picking up as well. So that is very good sign for Delhi Capitals to move forward in this season.
Yeah. And last of all, who do you think, like predictions, but who do you think will be the top four according to you for the playoffs? And how do you think I think how do you think the playoffs also will go along towards this business end?
I think Gujarat has been sealed. Second will be Lucknow. They just need one more win, so ideally they will be winning that as well. Then third, I think Rajasthan Royals will be there. Then fourth is really tough to tell because there is Bangalore is there, Delhi is there, Punjab is there, Sunrisers is there. So it's really difficult to say which is the fourth team.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Jones Cricket, once again, Mr. Jones. Thank you so much for accepting my invite and coming along. So I think you have to leave as well. So thank you so much for spending 30 minutes with us, and it's an honor for you to come along to my channel. And obviously, do you have any words for our channel or something? Yeah.
first and finally, thanks a lot for inviting me. It has been a pleasure chat. And who are watching this video, do subscribe and support this channel. There are lots of very good contents in this channel. You can see lots of interviews. You can see lot of analysis work, etc. So who are watching this video, do subscribe and like this and share this YouTube channel.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mr. Jones, once again. So please do like, comment, and share. I couldn't take all your comments. Obviously, it takes more time, but obviously Jones has to leave also. So thank you so much to everyone who joined this channel today. And yeah, I think we'll be back tonight, hopefully, for a review of SRH versus KKR. That's going to be a close match. Jones, who do you think will win today's match between SRH and KKR? It's going to be a tight
Uh,
match, but yeah.
I think SRH.
Yeah, I think I feel like KKR might help the other teams, obviously, especially Delhi and Punjab Kings. But we'll see how it goes. But thank you so much, guys, and see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Goodbye, guys.